Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best Razer mouse.
Starting at number 5.
Razer Cobra Pro. The Razer Cobra Pro can do it all. It's a jack of all trades, so while it doesn't quite hit the low weight expectancy of an FPS-first device or the wider macro functionality of a more MMO-focused pointer, it's found itself an excellent sweet spot. This is a gaming mouse for the Steam generalist, so rather than focusing all its energies on a handful of use cases, it's working to be an all-in-one device. Design: while it looks a little like a Viper at first glance, the glossy accents, RGB underglow, and DPI shifter buttons under the scroll wheel certainly separate it from the rest of the snake pit. This is still a subtle mouse. Like many Razer options, it's coated in a soft-touch matte back plastic, but it also benefits from a shock of RGB color and a rubber-textured panel along the left flank. It's got a shorter body than other Razer gaming mice, with a less pronounced hump in the center, which means this can be flung around a desk in a fingertip, claw, or palm grip comfortably. Features: you'll find both 2.4 GHz and Bluetooth connectivity under the hood, with 8 programmable buttons and a second layer of Razer Hypershift functionality as well. That's plenty of customization options, all waiting to be saved to one of 5 onboard profiles. Performance: this is one of the very latest Razer mice to hit the market, so it's sporting all the latest tech. The Focus Pro 30K sensor is a blinder in here, with Gen 3 optical switches offering up an incredibly satisfying clunk with every shot. Everything works together to create a seamless experience no matter the game. We tested across everything from Halo Infinite to Planet Coaster, and the Cobra Pro felt great every time.
Coming at number 4.
Razer DeathAdder V3. We called the Razer DeathAdder V3 an FPS mouse for those who hate FPS mice. That's because it's a surprisingly lightweight pointer that doesn't achieve such a low weight simply by restricting things down to a skinny form factor. Design: super light FPS mice like the Razer Viper V2 Pro above and the MSI Clutch GM31 are often particularly small, making for an uncomfortable experience for anyone with larger hands. However, the Razer DeathAdder V3 manages to pack a 59G footprint while still offering the chunky curves required for long-term comfort. That shape won't work for everyone, and in fact, it's geared slightly towards those with larger hands. However, it's a nippy pointer that manages to avoid the pitfalls of many lightweight gaming mice. Features: the lower price does mean you're losing out on RGB support, and there are fewer programmable buttons here when compared to the similarly priced Razer Basilisk V3 model, but there's still plenty to love.
At number 3.
Razer Basilisk V3. The Razer Basilisk V3 might not be the best in its range on paper, but it's the best Razer mouse for the majority of players right now thanks to its low price and well-rounded feature set. Design: the Basilisk V3 is packed full of programmable buttons, but its larger body and longer slope mean it's still effortlessly wieldable on the battlefield and super comfortable to boot. The thumb tray and additional grip support keep things precise, even if that overall weight is higher than other more FPS-focused pointers in Razer's range. Features: packed with personalization and RGB options, it's an easy recommendation for the vast majority of players looking for a solid all-in-one experience. You're getting a pretty powerful RGB underglow effect that offers up one of the more innovative LED uses we've seen in a long time, as well as new second-generation switches in the main clicks. Perhaps the most impressive feature to come out of our testing, though, is the Smart Scroll Wheel. You've got 2 scroll modes here, a tactile and controlled clicky scroll and a freewheeling spin. The magic happens when you enable the automatic switch function in Synapse. Once enabled, although annoyingly only accessible while running the Synapse software, the wheel will detect when you need to scroll faster and automatically switch its modes for a super smooth experience. This was just as helpful in our day-to-day work as it was when controlled in gameplay, making this an excellent all-rounder.
Number 2 of my list.
Razer DeathAdder V2. The DeathAdder line is Razer's budget but still ergonomic series of affordable pointers, and the V2 Mini is the cheapest of the bunch. Regularly found for under $25/£25, and sometimes on sale for less than $10/£10, the DeathAdder V2 Mini offers excellent value for money overall. Design, all of that coming at such a low price is well worth taking note of. In fact, we actually enjoyed the grip tape included with the mini version far more than the standard grippy surface of the main release, and the sweat-absorbent design was much appreciated as well. We also noted that the smaller size meant Razer's snappy switches felt all the more tactile underhand, whereas the full-size device can feel a little mushy. Features: the 8500 dpi is smaller than the 20K in the V2 and the 30K in the V3, but everyday players will rarely need more than this sensitivity anyway. Plus, there's still 6 programmable buttons to customize to your needs and a set of optical switches to keep things speedy underneath as well. Performance: the smaller size and zippy switches means the DeathAdder V2 Mini flies across the desktop. While the internal specs aren't enough to pair that extra physical speed with top-shelf tracking and polling, there's still plenty of benefit to that slick feel. Everything performs well together here, and while it's not going to be fast enough for more competitive endeavors, everyday play is well served for the cash.
And number 1.
Razer Viper V2. The Razer Viper V2 Pro is not only the best Razer mouse, but it's also our favorite wireless gaming mouse as well. Design: the Featherlight 58G form factor makes those wild sweeps and frantic spins incredibly easy on the wrist. The flatter shape might not be for everyone, but we found that, for a fingertip grip in particular, this is still an endlessly comfortable and responsive experience. If you have a hard time maintaining control though, it might be best to prioritize the black colorway. Neither models come with a grippy texture on the side like the previous Razer Viper Ultimate, but do ship with extra tape to tack on. Unfortunately, the white model uses the same black stickers, which does detract from the overall aesthetic. Features: not only is the V2 Pro a powerhouse, but it's an efficient powerhouse. The battery life on this pointer means you won't have to keep its juice level in the back of your mind, all thanks to the removal of RGB lighting. That's a sacrifice we're willing to make. The crisp white contours of this device are beautiful enough as they are. The Viper V2 Pro also features Razer's best tech yet, with its 30K sensor and Gen 3 optical switches for a particularly crisp and speedy actuation. Performance: the best thing going for the Razer Viper V2 Pro, though, is the way everything works in tandem. A lightweight and high-speed sensor are always going to win together, but add a super comfortable shape, snappy switches under each clicker, and super smooth PFTE feet and this is a serious piece of kit.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.